Hello, friends. I'm back in the saddle doing what I do best, and we are going to turn our scars into stars. Today, I want to talk about a post that a friend of mine, Tiffany, I love her, a friend of mine, fellow teacher, Tiffany, put on her social media account. She posted this picture of this guy, and it caught my attention because I'm expecting. And it says, well, you can see the picture. It's a woman, and the husband is, caressing her stomach. She's pregnant. And the caption reads, um, you will never forget how a man treats you while you're pregnant, carrying his child. It can either amplify your love or completely demolish it. And what she added was, and every single part of this is true, every part. So I commented under that picture and I said, OMG, this is so true. That was how I was sure my ex husband hated me. And I said, I'm going to do a video about it. And when I do, I'm going to post it and let you know. But if you subscribe, you would already know. The reason why I started this channel, my mom used to tell us that all the time when we were kids. My mom used to say to us, you got to turn your scars into stars. You got to turn your scars into stars. And scar tissue is not always literal. A lot of the time, the things that we go through as people has an internal scar, right? And we have to be brave enough to face the demon, conquer our fear, and say, you know what? No, I choose life. I win. In my story, I win. And I know I talk a lot about, domestic violence, whether it be physical, verbal, sexual, and whatever, because I did experience that during my marriage. But the reason why I do this channel and the reason why I'm so, I guess, open with those things that happen to me is because I want to let other people know. If I'm a person who's just very boisterous and loud and I live out loud, I'm a New Yorker, I'm from the Caribbean, I'm just like over the top, like my personality is big. And it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. So if you are experiencing any kind of turmoil in your life, know that you're not by yourself and you can seek help and get out of that situation, but only you know when you had enough. So here's what happened. Twice this happened to me. And in hindsight, I'm just like, what? So the first time I was pregnant with my second son. His name is Fat Fat. We're going to call him Fat Fat. So I'm pregnant with Fatty and I'm married at the time. And for whatever reason, there was a letter that came in the mail. And it was my ex's birthday. And usually his grandmother sent money. So when I saw an envelope from his grandmother come, I called him up and I said he had overnight duty working in the ship. He's in the military. So I called him. I said, hey, listen, your grandmother sent a letter. Do you want me to open and deposit the check? Or do you want me to hold on to it till you get here tomorrow? What do you want? He's like, girl, you better open it and cash that. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I open up the letter. As many married couples do, I endorse your check. Like I just signed his name and deposited it per his request, like he told me to. And I ain't gonna front. I was young at the time. I was pregnant with my son. So I might have been 22, 21 or 22. I was 21. It was October. It was the Navy's birthday. So we had a Navy ball to go to. So the guy tells me, listen, take the money and go buy yourself a dress. It was $100. He said, take the money and go buy yourself a dress to wear to the Navy ball. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to find anything that's going to fit me because, I'm pregnant and I might buy it to fit today and it may not fit later. So I get with the other military spouses and we go down to this little dress boutique and we find a dress. I find one for $80. He's like, yeah, take the birthday money, buy your thing with it. And I was very grateful. But this letter that was just sitting there, I didn't invade his privacy. He told me to open the letter. It was so long. So I was like, Troy's at school, I'm gonna read it. Oh my God, y'all. This lady was just berating me. What kind of woman is this? And what's the reason why you marrying her? And why would you sit here and give her a power of attorney over you? A power of attorney. Mind you, grandmother ain't never been married. She got a baby by somebody else's husband. Oops, I didn't mean to let that slip. Anyway, she went and put in a letter, oh, why does she have power of attorney over you? Power of attorney is for people who incapacitated and not in charge of their own faculties or whatever the case may be. What Miss Girl don't know is being that he's an active duty service member, when he is out to sea or anything like that, I need to be able to take care of business at the house. Many service members have that with their spouses. It's not a big deal. In any case, he comes back home and I'm like, yo, why does your grandmother know our business? Obviously, you running your mouth. I take issue with this. So he's like, yeah, my dad must have told her. I'm like, well, how does your dad know? Obviously, you've been running your mouth. So he calls his dad. We go to the Navy Bowl in October and I'm in the kitchen. Back then I had a perm. So I'm like, I'm curling my weave in my hand. I'm going to stitch that joke in later. And he reaches over to reach over me because his phone rang. That's what happened. His cell phone rang. And he went to go reach for the cell phone. And when he reached for the cell phone, he hit me in the face. It was so important to him that he answered the phone because he didn't want me to pick up the phone and ask his dad, why are you doing this to me? I'm pregnant. And he reached over me and hit me on this side of my face. I was in the kitchen with my Marcel iron. This was 14 years ago. And right in the chin. And I dropped the phone. I was like, oh, stop it. Ain't nobody hit you. Oh, see, now you're going to say somebody hit you. I'm saying here like, take your phone. I'm done with it. Fast forward to December of that year, December 2006. He had his father on the phone, on speakerphone, and his father was like, oh, you're trapped now, dude. You trapped. You stuck with her. She's pregnant now? Oh, my God. Mind you, we married, living in Hawaii. Oh, you're trapped. You can easily get a divorce, but now you're trapped. You're stuck, dude. You're stuck. And I'm like, wow, this is your first grandchild. So that was the first time. The second time, which was a year later, because my babies are Irish twins. My daughter and my son are 11 and a half months apart. It was Christmas. It was right after Christmas, right? It's the day after Christmas. Dude went on deployment, came back from deployment, and anybody who's a military spouse, when they do it to ship, the ship smells like iron. It smells horrible, horrible scent iron. You have to wash, when you come back from deployment, you have to wash items 2, 3, 4, 5 times because the smell of iron is just, oh my goodness, it smells horrible. So he comes to deployment, I'm washing his stuff. I'm a wife, right? I'm a good wife, that's what I do. So I'm washing stuff. And as I'm going through things, I see a headband. And I'm like, this is a woman's headband. What is it doing in your sea bag? So I go to him and I ask him, yo, like, what the F? What is this? Why is this here? And he comes to me and he says, oh, you think we was playing with it during Halloween? Like, I'm like, y'all was dressing up like women? Like, what do you either there's some homosexual undertones and we need to have a talk, or you messing around and we need to have a talk, or you think I'm stupid and we need to have a talk. Either way, this is not going to work for me. So yeah, no. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going downstairs. Mind you, I'm pregnant. I'm not trying to upset myself. So I go downstairs and I lay on the couch and I'm watching 24 on DVD. When I go downstairs to watch 24 on DVD, he takes an old pair of underwear that I had mailed him while he was in basic training 3 years prior and throws it in my face and says to me, here, before you think I got this from someone else too. And I'm like, boy, please, I'm paying no mind. But then I lay down there for a second and I was like, whatever it is that's going on overseas or not going on or whatever, my feelings, my comfort, my discomfort, my whatever that I'm experiencing is not enough for you to at least handle me with care. I didn't yell and curse. I didn't scream. I was like, what the hell is this? Which anybody would do in that situation, I think. I went upstairs. I was like, I don't know what exactly is going on here. And I was loud. I'm not going to lie. But whatever's going on outside, keep that outside. Don't come in here disrespecting me. And I turn around and I go to walk back out the room. And he grabs me. I turn around like this. And he grabs me by my arm, swings me down to the bed. I'm pregnant. This was December 26, 2007, the day after Christmas. Slams me down to the bed. Sits on me, pregnant. holds my arms down with his knees, and spits in my face. Then when I'm screaming, get off of me, get off of me. Mind you, we have people in the house. I'm like, get off of me, get off of me. He finally gets off of me and kicks me, foot in the back, kicks me off the edge of the bed, pregnant with his daughter. On the side of the bed was one of those Fisher Price gliding things where you put the baby in it and it glides from left to right, and it hit me right in my stomach. My daughter jumped back so far, I didn't look pregnant anymore. Those of y'all that know me kind of might know how the story going at. I picked up a vacuum attachment for that same Kirby per my last video. I picked up the Kirby and I beat him with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, I did. I beat him with that Kirby because he had hit me, he had grabbed me, he had thrown me on the bed, he had spit in my face, and I was pregnant. Well, what does this have to do with Tiffany's post? As I told her, that was when I knew he really hated me. I knew he hated me at that point. I knew it. There was not a doubt in my mind. So I had my daughter in May. She's post-mature. I have her in May. While I'm still pregnant, I signed up for the military spouse program. And I register at the University of Hawaii. I'm going to do the associate program, associate degree. I go back to get my job back on base at a child development center on base. I went and got a car. I didn't have a car. We had one car at the time. So I got my car. I got my education. I got my job back to, build my resume and stuff like that. And I started preparing myself to be done because that was it. And this guy is high ranking in the military. He's up for E8. He's known me for 16 years. We know each other. At first, he accepted my son as his own. Oh, my son, don't tell nobody that's not my son, blah, blah. Then the 2 Irish twins there. And he wanted more children, but I secretly got on birth control, didn't say anything because I'm like, you're trying to keep me in a dependent situation where I can't leave. So I secretly got on birth control, didn't say anything because I didn't want to have more children with this person that hates me. It was evident. It was obvious. And so, like, his mom would come to the house. Mind you, she stay in the projects. She come in the house and talk about, and a mold infested, roach infested, rat infested, pee in the elevator, ghetto apartment in Brooklyn. They've been renting for 30, 40 years. She had the nerve to come to beautiful Hawaii and say, oh, your toilet has a ring in it. Excuse you, military housing water has fluoride in it. Fluoride is a protein. You can scrub that toilet every day. Mold is going to grow every day because it's a protein. Any water that sits stagnant will do that. See, you got 1 bathroom in your house. We have 3. If you wasn't sharing a toilet, the water it doesn't sit there long enough for it to get like that. And you don't live in military housing. You live in a ghetto, okay? No knock to the hood, but that's just how I felt, And yeah, just like being ugly, being nasty, being derogatory, just, the way it's obvious that they were being pumped full of negative information and ideas about me based on their attitude towards me, even now. And it's been like, yo, get over it. It's done. Like, let it go. And it's still the nasty behavior and things like that. So moving forward, you would never think that this guy is this kind of guy. You would never imagine it. And with this pregnancy, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. I'm so like, when I wake up in the morning and I'm with my man and I look over and I see him there, he knocked out. And I just probably get up to use the bathroom because, got the baby and stuff. And I get up and I look. I'm like, wow, that's all right. That's my boo. That's my baby. 20 years. DMX said, RIP, DMX said, you let it go if it comes back to you. If it comes back to you, it's yours. And we back and better than ever. Maturity had to get there, and now we ready. And this baby coming, and I'm excited. I can't wait to meet her. But he would never talk to me like that. He doesn't speak to me like that. He doesn't speak about me like that. He doesn't speak of me like that. He don't raise his voice at me. Don't care what I need. And this guy's a real hard ass, and he don't talk to me rough. Check on me, make sure. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough sleep? You need to get some sleep. Did you eat? What did you eat? Make sure I'm good. And you would never know. 2 people from opposite side of the track, as they say. You would never expect. right? So I posted a picture announcing my pregnancy on social media, and a mutual friend that used to work on the ship with my ex-husband liked it. And I'm like, oh crap. I don't want him to be the one to tell him. So I said, I'm gonna be a big girl about it. And I'm gonna tell him because out of respect, I'm gonna give you respect even if you're not deserving of that respect. So I hit him up and I said, hey, I'm expecting and I wanted you to hear from me. They want you to hear from social media from the children. We was married and stuff like that. And I want to be able to tell you that you hear from me. And he's like, oh, yeah, congratulations. I'm like, well, I don't want you taking it out on the children because he's been known to be upset with me and then punish the children and things like that. So, oh, it's not like that with you. I'm like, I don't know. So I told the children, they like, yeah, we're not comfortable really going. We'll still go visit with him, but they're a little leery. They don't want to stay more than 2 weeks because he makes them feel awkward and nervous. So I was like, well, if the kids are gonna come to you, I want to know is anyone gonna be around? Like, yeah, my girl gonna be there. I'm like, okay. So can I talk to her? I don't want to meet her. Want to know who my kids are around. Like, yeah, yeah. These guys are big. So he texts me her number, and she gives me a call. Or I guess he shared both the numbers. She gives me a call, and I'm talking to her, and she was like, oh yeah, I love your kids, and I'm like, love my kids. I was like, my kids? She's like, yeah, I spoke to them once or twice. I'm like, okay. I love somebody you never met. Okay. Yeah, they are sweet kids. They seem really well behaved. I was like, yeah, that came from a lot of hard work. Thank you. And she goes, oh, I want them to be involved in our life because we are getting married. Oh. I didn't know you was getting that. Okay. I was like, well, I guess congratulations are in order. Oh, okay. I mean, I hope you can take a punch because that one hits. Yes, I said that, y'all. Yes. I was like, I wish y'all all the best and I hope he's changed because, you know, just be careful. I would want to know. Anyway, long story short, why am I telling you that? I found that to be so terribly egregious, erroneous, and disrespectful because this woman don't know me and I don't know her. It's our first time speaking on the telephone. And for him to put her to take out his dirty laundry, I found that to be classless. I'm still gonna treat him with respect because I'm not gonna let what you eat make me go doo, right? But at the same time, it just goes to show, goes back to the point. You hate me so much so. This is good. This is good news. This is pleasant. This is wonderful news. My kids gonna have a stepmother. That's another person to help, help them be great. But to put a third party to deliver that news to me and the children, because I did tell my kids, I found it to be classless. And it goes back to what I said. The confirmation that he hated me was 13, 14, 15 years ago when you struck me while I was carrying your child. If I would have fallen, hit my head, anything of that nature, lost the child, like I'm the source of life for your kid. And you're gonna take the packaging. That's like a box says fragile on it, and then you take it and smash it up against the wall. I'm carrying precious cargo. Like even right now, I'm carrying precious cargo. Even you can't wear certain clothing because this is my Nike maternity. Nike maternity. Yes, Nike maternity. We cute. Even your clothes has to change. Your diet has to change. You can't smoke. You can't drink. You got to watch what you eat. You got to go to the doctor every single month. Some of y'all females don't even go to the doctor once a year. As soon as you get a baby, you got to go every month. Your nails change, your hair change, your skin changes. You start getting sensitive. Maybe you can't go for that little, monthly wax. You got to watch what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like everything changes. Shouldn't the treatment be a little bit more careful since you're carrying precious cargo? And if you allow someone into your life, into your mind, into your body, into your spirit, and God smile on you and life, especially with all this death, with this COVID, all this death, and you are growing life, and the person whom you chose to grow that life with would harm you physically, emotionally, sexually. Mm-mm. The way he treats you when you're pregnant is the way he gonna treat you for life. And what you allow will continue. I'ma head out. I want you to turn them scars into stars and know that you can overcome anything. And ain't nothing above recovery. You can recover from any and all things. All right? Turn your scars into stars. I'm out. I'm gonna talk to you soon. And Tiffany, I appreciate you, honey. Much love.